tonight's August 27th, 2020 Planning Board meeting. First item on the agenda is Andrew and Joanne Spielberger and Stephanie
Seidenboss.
Wright. Lot line adjustment 291 and 295 Dustin Tavern Road. Tax map 411, lots 33 and 34. Ms. Kelly went through the whole thing. We have two waiver requests. To be honest, I didn't even look at this. I looked at Kelly's memo and said, I don't need to look at this.
Yeah, just waiver requests for wetlands and topography because it's a lot line adjustment. It's a property that it's.
Relax.
Sorry?
Relax. No motion?
I'll make it.
I almost forgot.
Do you need to vote?
I need to appoint Pastor Bill as a voting member. Okay. Yes, you can make your you can make your motion now, Bruce.
Well, my motion isn't gonna be to approve the waivers.
Oh, it's not.
No. I spent a few minutes and looked everything up on how this transpired
Yeah,
since
there's
the
been
lot was
some-
created. There's
yeah.
been like 4 or 5
There's been a
different
fair amount of work done there. Yeah.
versions of it.
Yep.
And one of them shows a wetland going right through here and steep slope down to it and everything. So I'm not comfortable approving waivers for wetlands and topo on this particular lot.
Where does it show the wetland?
Right through the middle of it. Right behind the barn, right down the lot line, right down through here.
There's
So-
a brook that flows down through there.
Yeah, and the wetland was quite a bit larger than the brook, according to a plan from 1980, 95 or something like that.
Okay.
So, in light of that,
Who did the plan?
it was either Harry Murray or, I think it was Harry Murray.
Okay. I'm just curious.
I don't think it was one Art did. Art and Harry have done plans on here, but I think it was Harry.
I did work on this for art probably 15 or 16 years ago. I think that was the most recent lot line adjustment before this, and it was substantially the same topography-wise then as it is now.
Oh, I'm sure it hasn't changed much.
Since then.
Yeah.
So I was not aware of something prior to the early 2000s.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever changed much. I mean, except for building a barn out there, which is the newest, I think, thing that's happened.
Right.
And I really think I'm gonna recommend that you get state subdivision
This
approval
plan?
over again. No,
No? Not that one?
no, there was one that showed, oh, maybe that was it.
That's just a piece of it.
It shows this here down.
Bruce, does the wetland that's missing affect the property in a way, affect the lot line adjustment?
It may, because it's never been this shape before. It's always been bigger back in here where it's upland soils. He's taken a big chunk of upland soils out of the lot.
Bruce and I had a quick conversation about this over a week ago, because I was surprised he looked at the packet so soon, because I hadn't. Our concern is state subdivision approval. Would the new lot meet state subdivision approval? Because if somebody goes back to get a new septic
Right.
design or rebuild
Oh,
a
yeah.
septic design, it's
Yeah, no,
a real pain.
it certainly does meet state subdivision approval, and it meets the WARE
With
requirements
the
as
well
well.
radius taken out, can it meet state subdivision approval?
Yep.
With the wetland? Okay.
Because pretty much the parcel at .39 acre that you're taking out of this lot is a big portion of the upland soils.
And what would the concern be? Some future development?
Yeah, not future development, except to get get a new septic system designed for this, house on lot 34. I think,
The house is already there.
yeah, but when the septic system fails, they're gonna need to get a new design done. And the
You're
state makes you
saying they're
start,
gonna
and the
like
state
this-
makes you prove that the lot, especially if it's had lot line adjustments like this, they will
Right.
not be happy if you created a non-conforming lot.
But the leach field location,
That doesn't matter, it's a lot loading.
Right, so it's, so it's proposed to be an acre and a half. If you go 75 feet, you're behind the house. If you cut it in half, we're still 3/4 of an acre. Say it's group 3 C soils, 1,300 gallons a day. Half an acre is, 800 gallons. That'll get you a 4-bedroom house without any problem. It's a 3-bedroom house now, so, it makes state subdivision approval.
No. Okay, but I'd like the state to tell me that.
Yeah, I agree the state tells us that, but I think we can accept it.
Yeah, I think we can accept the plan, the application.
Then we're gonna grant the waiver.
Could we make state subdivision approval a conditional?
Condition?
A condition,
approval.
would that,
We've done that lots of times.
Okay,
okay,
I'm
all
okay with that.
right.
Okay, let's get back to the waivers.
Working through it here.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Did I make a motion to grant the waivers? As
For topo and
requested?
wetlands.
For topo and wetland?
Do we have a second?
second,
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Okay, so next question, we want to accept the application is complete.
Let me take that back.
Yeah, there's anything else that was really, so I'll make a motion to accept the application as complete.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed? Abstained? Okay, you are accepted.
So.
After all that.
As we've just alluded to, it's so, family owns both lots related, and the lot line's gone back and forth a number of times, and now they're looking to change it one more time. The barn, as you can see, obviously was kind of straddled the lot, so we're looking to make that all on one lot and be conforming to the setbacks. There's a shed that's not going to be conforming, so it's going to be removed. I believe it was already removed. I haven't gone out and looked, but I believe it was taken down. And other than that, it's a pretty straightforward what we're doing.
Greg,
Oh, sorry. Yes, Neil.
question? The lot now is 2 acres.
Yep.
Now you're making it less than 2 acres.
Correct.
It had 140 feet of frontage, and now you're knocking it down to 100.
Yep.
Doesn't this make it,
We're in the village district, so it still meets the regulations.
it doesn't have to be 2 acres?
Not in the village district.
No, village district is lot sizing by the state, basically.
Yeah, I looked at that too.
I didn't realize Tavern Village was considered a village. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's, I think, 5 village districts in town, right? That's one of them.
There's Clinton Village, Tavern Village,
Chase,
Chase,
Riverdale. No?
and then there's another one that's,
North Ware?
North Ware.
Yep.
Yeah.
Question, why didn't you just, if the purpose of this is to make sure the barn stays with lot 33, why didn't you just draw the lines around the lot and continue everything else the same, around the barn and continue everything else the same?
well, if you look at the existing lot line, it's right off the corner of the existing house, so they wanted to provide a buffer between the existing house and the other house. So in theory, if somebody buys the house on 34, they could be, right in the backyard of the house on 33. So they wanted to provide somewhat of a privacy buffer. And there's some plantings and established trees and such kind of in that back area that go more with the house on 33 than 34. Yeah, as it is with the case, when you have parents and children, they just kind of did everything. And so they're kind of just looking to keep the privacy and maintain, what went with one house with that house.
Okay, thank you.
So how far is the barn from the lot line?
More than 25 feet.
More than 25 feet. Good answer.
Not much more.
I understood that part.
Not much more.
The number's 25.
Yeah.
Could be 25.2 and that's okay, right?
I think it's less than 30, but more than 25.2. I can't remember. I even got your leach fields and wells on this one before you had to ask
Yeah,
me
I see
for it.
that. Yeah.
I'm trying.
Well, now that Neil brought it up, and I looked at the note on your plan, note number 4, second paragraph, says in Village District, minimum building setbacks are 25 front, 20 side and rear, and 50 feet to wetlands. Minimum road frontage is 200 feet.
Yeah, I think that was a slippery finger because I copied it over.
Yeah, so I said, okay, I wonder what it really is.
It's 100.
What I'm reading says 150.
Uh-oh.
We got Clinton Grove, we got Riverdale, we got Chase Village, we got Tavern, we got North Ware, we got Ware Center. Tavern Village is 150 feet.
What's the
Page you
number
want?
on that?
Page 29, Article 22.6.4.4. Added 3/11/2008. That's gonna push it back to where it was before.
Well, so we'll have to push it, we'll leave it where it is on the drill hall.
Leave the
So
frontage alone.
Leave the frontage alone, so that monument that I show, so I'll have to come back with a revised plan.
You're gonna keep the same point, just pivot it.
Exactly, yep, I'll just put, that line will go straight to that point. Yep,
To 150, is that what you said?
it'll be,
140.
ish. It'll be what it was originally, so we won't be changing the frontage.
I see, yeah.
140-ish, should be 140 exactly. If my math is right.
It says right there.
Yeah, you're right, no, you're right.
140.
I looked at that quick and I saw 39, and I saw 100.88, I was like, is that what? Yeah.
Well, I didn't even see the 140, I added them up.
Yeah, I'm on the spot.
So you're gonna hold that point that's back
Yeah,
on
I'll
the
hold that
30?
drill hole and just go back up to the proposed pin.
Okay.
And that'll give us even more land for our lot loading.
Why do you have the two distances 80.79 and 54.25 in the lot line to be eliminated? And two bearings?
Yep.
Why?
Because I wanted you to ask me and then not be able to tell you why.
Okay.
I'm going to assume that in my Kogo slave moment, I typed in whatever was on the reference plan, and then when I labeled it, I just went click, 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 click. All right, cool, looks good. That would be my guess.
Okay.
I'll change that for you, though.
I would, yes, thank you.
Well, question, what are the two different numbers? 80.79 feet and 54.25 feet?
So it's a straight line that is a total of whatever those two equal. But the way that I drew one line and then the second line, which happened to have the same bearing. My guess would be that in a previous lot line iteration, there was a break point there, so it was carried forward on the last plan, and then I just duplicated that and wasn't smart enough to realize it before right now to avoid this conversation. That would be my suspicion as to how it came to be, but I grabbed it from
That's a
some-
reasonable explanation.
it's one of those things. Don't see the forest through
I
the
just,
trees.
sometimes I enjoy myself too much.
Yeah.
So, considering you're gonna pivot that line, I don't think we can, well, it's up to the board.
So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 monuments to set?
Yep.
I think 5 at the end of, over by the brook.
Oh, that's on the other lot.
Yes.
Oh,
no,
up the end. That's it. So the deed is by Brook. So that's a tie course to the
Yep.
center of the brook? Do you want one in there in the center of the brook?
Well, I'd prefer one on the bank on the
On
other
the
side of
bank?
the brook.
All right, so an online?
Do an offset,
Yeah, a
yeah,
little just detail
Yep.
to the thing, you know.
10-foot offset or whatever.
Yeah, whatever it works out to be, sure.
I would prefer the setbacks to be shown along the new lot line.
Yep.
So we could see the setback going by the
Yep.
barn. Rotate the south 013602 east
Pull that plan out,
651.92
pull
feet.
that plan head out again.
She has it.
What was that one you said? Rotate what now?
South 013602 east 51.92 feet. It's upside down.
Oh, right.
Another one of those moments.
The 1987 plan?
Yeah. It's a 50-foot setback off of this.
Oh, that's a good point.
When was the barn built, do you know?
I don't know.
That's a relatively new barn, it's not old.
No, it's not antique by any stretch.
Yeah, no, the reason I'm asking is our 50-foot setback is relatively new, too. The
50 from
wetlands.
Oh, wetlands, yeah.
And that appears that maybe that barn is very close, if not. Within the 50-foot setback.
That's an existing barn, Bruce.
Yeah, no, but it'd be good just to have a number on there, so if, down the road, if anything happens, it was documented where it is.
A number as far as,
Like an arrow pointing to where the edge of wetlands is off the corner of the barn, saying how far you are from it.
okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm sure you've seen this plan, Dan. It shows some pretty, if my scaling is right, that point is right about there.
Yeah.
So that puts the wetland clear in the middle of the driveway.
I don't
Obviously,
think I
that's,
went back as far as to that plan, because I started, because the most recent one was the one that Art did. So
Mhm.
I worked off of that.
I understand.
So that's a new one on me.
And that's the one that prompted my thoughts about
Right,
state
right.
subdivision approval.
and for the boards, to know that everybody knows what I'm talking about. Between the shed and the barn, there's an old property corner per this plan. It shows to be right beside the brook.
Yep.
And definitely in the wetlands, which would put the barn, well, it would definitely put the shed in the wetlands. And about half the driveway.
What's the date on that plan?
It says here
1987.
87.
87.
When did all the wetland stuff come to be?
That's what I mean, it was,
Right around
It
that.
was right around that. I don't remember the date off the top of my head.
Well, there was an 87 manual.
Right, which is the one that's still run off of. For some reason,
Then
92
there was an 89 manual that was horrible.
92 sticks in my mind for some reason, but I don't know why.
I was locating wetlands in 89
Right, but,
and getting, no, there was wetland permits in
wait,
89.
okay, all right, so it was pre that.
'Cause I was doing something.
yeah, the first time I got a wetlands permit was 83
Really?
for a culvert.
Geez, why'd they slap your hand?
It was in New Boston. It was
Well,
stupid.
Fill that on a napkin and send it in?
Pretty much.
Backup replacement.
Could have been too aggressive with the permit
It was
back then.
put a stake in it and take a picture.
Yeah. So is that something that needs to be looked into? This iteration, and wasn't the past 5 iterations, or might have already been resolved and we're reinventing the wheel, potentially?
Could be. This plan says along top of bank too. Instead of by brook. Just FYI. I hate to see you hire a soil scientist and charge you several $100.
Yeah, oh, yeah, it's gonna be
He'll go out there and say, nope. Or several $100, say, here's Six Flags, and then you say pay several $100 to go and locate Six Flags.
And,
And it just turns into a several $1,000 bill for Six Flags
right,
that aren't any consequence at all.
right. So I mean,
I know those, more than likely, if I was surveying in '87, I'd drill wetland line on. It was a line I put in my field book.
right,
Yeah, I mean,
That got transpo, it wasn't locating the edge of a cattail.
oh, no, no,
No,
no.
it wasn't that at all. It was a line, it was a
I'm not
line in
saying
a
it was.
sketch. Right, I'm just letting everybody else know what I'm thinking. It was a line in a sketch in my field book
I mean,
saying wetlands.
the only way I can recreate that is digital overlay,
Yeah.
and then that's, I mean, you know,
It's gonna be through the shed.
which,
That line
That's
is.
just
which
gone.
is so, I mean, from having been out on site there, I actually had a control point right in that area. There's a really, really big either oak or sugar maple. It's gotta be like at least 12-inch in diameter, right in the area, and there's, I mean, it's higher. I mean, I'd be very surprised if that was jurisdictional wetland at one point in time.
Oh, yeah, with that tree there, it wouldn't be.
Up that far, right? And it drops down to where the brook is. I mean, if you go out there and look at it, it doesn't look like anything that's been filled. Are you pulling it up on Google?
I am.
I like your style.
That's usually his style. It's 4.5 miles away.
Really?
4.4.
From here?
So it says.
Wow.
Of course, I zoomed into the wrong spot. Can't see. Oh geez, I was zoomed in really tight. The shed's not there in this picture.
No, so it's been removed.
Well, the Google
like
picture
my-
wasn't taken this morning.
Right.
I think it was removed like a month ago. I believe they told me they'd removed it, but I'd be shocked that the aerial updated that fast. That's
That's what I mean.
that's what I'm driving at. It's like, I mean, I feel like they did remove it a while ago, but
Under the trees.
Oh, it's hidden under the
This could be,
trees.
yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me. You got a
You
pretty
see
good
it.
canopy cover.
yeah, no,
right
there's a
there.
really good candidate. That's that big tree I'm talking
Yeah.
about that's right there. And there's a pretty good elevation change down to the brook. The whole area behind the house is, you know, that's all upland. And that's even lower than the area that we're talking about where that line is.
Can't really see the brook.
Spin it. No, with all the work that had been done on this site in the past, I just felt like it was kind of another, just another iteration of the lot lines that have been going through, and the board was comfortable with it before, so, here we are.
Well, if you gotta get state subdivision approval, you're probably gonna have to figure out where the brook is for them.
Yeah,
Maybe you just put a line from the corner of the barn to the brook or something, just,
sure.
what do you think?
Yeah, I think somehow show the brook behind the shed
Yep.
and the barn.
Yeah.
In that area. And if you can confirm that you think that the bank is X number of feet high and vertical, and it's not a wetland, I will believe you as a septic designer and as
Yeah.
a surveyor. I
It-
think I can.
As I recall from being back there, it's a distinct top of bank situation, and I can give a distance to the top of the bank.
So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pins. Brook, setbacks, shed, DES.
Plus there's some errors on the notes.
We got a spelling error in note number 5. We got the 200 feet in note number 4.
Yep.
And sentence number 4 is referencing 138 Jewett Road.
Oops.
Sentence number 4.
The owner and tax
Yep.
man of 41023 is Christopher Parsons,
That was the last one I did.
right? That sentence doesn't belong on this plan.
Gee, that happens to you too, huh?
Yeah. It's so easy to copy and then change everything, but then when you forget to change something, it's, here you are.
You make a mistake like that on a septic plan in
Yeah.
Kingston, it costs you $50.
Or else they approve it in 7.5 minutes and never catch it.
I'd rather pay the $50 and get it approved wrong and then have to deal with that and then have to pay another $300.
Yeah.
And there's
Right.
two
Wait.
spelling errors in number 5.
Okay.
In note number 4, it refers to residential district. Should it say something about Tavern Village District?
So the next paragraph is the second part of it, because there's a corner of it that is in residential. So I've got both.
The
You
very,
could say part of the site lies in residential. But,
Sure.
and then the road front, you're gonna correct the road frontage
Yep.
to 150.
Yep.
what's the second spelling error in number 5?
The site lie within the aquifer.
Yes.
It lied,
It's a liar.
it's a liar.
I believe it. Do we make, come back to show us the brook? Nope, not yet. Anybody from public like to speak? Questions, comments, concerns? That was easy. And then we'll close it for public comment. Do we make him come back for the brook?
I think he's gonna have to show us if it's DES anyway, so,
Well, that could be a condition of approval, but
yeah.
he's gonna have to show it.
If we need to come back for the brook, could it be in 2 weeks?
That's up to, it's a workshop meeting, but that's
Right,
up to the
that's it,
chair
Yeah, I don't,
to look at.
They're,
a
I mean,
plan.
they're looking to sell the house, and I think they're looking to get it done. I can't guarantee that I'll have the DES approval by then, but I'll submit for it tomorrow.
yeah, you only need the one lot, so. I think I'd like to wait, just to see where that line is.
Yeah, okay.
And then see what the barn and the shed are in relation to the wetland setback, and that way it's on record, and we see it before we approve it.
You want to continue this for 2 weeks?
Yeah, this will be quick,
Yeah.
in 2 weeks.
For the workshop meeting,
Mhm.
the September meeting. Okay.
Make a motion, we continue it till the first meeting in September.
Second?
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
That would be the 10th.
The way I worded it, I didn't mean to know the date. It's true.
Second item on the agenda is a subdivision for Frank Burrow on Rockland Road in 77. Tax map 202, lot 94.
Dan, does this replace the,
Sheet 2.
And now I got some stuff. no waivers are requested, is there?
Wetlands and topography for the remainder portion. I proved out the wetlands and the topography in the areas of the existing house and the proposed house, but the rear portion of it. It should look familiar to you.
Yeah, we've been
We,
there. Been close.
you actually approved this a couple years ago, but we proposed a house further out that needed a wetland crossing. And at the time, the owner didn't want to deal with that, and now they're just proposing it with a house closer to the road. So, the original, and that's why, so I brought in a new sheet too, because I managed to give the old sheets with the application.
So this is approved?
It was approved, it was conditionally approved pending a wetland permit that we did not get. So the original,
Yes. Yep, house is back here.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
But your test pit's still back there, and your septic system's still back there.
You did a test pit and septic system right here.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I did, yep, yep.
Not 10 feet across the lot line.
It's more than 10.
No, I'm just, I might be exaggerating a little bit, but you get my idea.
Well, that's a good thing about a septic, is that you can directional drill into the wetland to get there.
Yeah.
So we've got it on the site. I've got another 4K area showing that we did not do a test pit in.
Oh, yeah,
But
right- right
it
here.
meets all the setbacks. Obviously, if you need a test pit there, we can certainly do that.
How big is that lot?
That's what I was just wondering.
Doesn't say there.
8.23 acres. I've got a leader
Oh,
coming into
yeah,
it.
okay.
Oh, there it is. Sorry.
We can move that down to the aquifer.
I thought that was an eyelash somebody dropped on the plan.
That'd be a pretty big island.
That's what it looks like.
It's a weighted polyline, a weighted
Yeah.
arced polyline, 0 on one end and like 4 or 5 on the other end. So the whole, this came to be that, so TMS Diesel has their site plan approved for the site next door, and they want to purchase this land just for a buffer, because if it's a existing lot in the residential and then somebody moves in there, they don't want to deal with that, so it's kind of a protection type situation. So that's why the lot line changed, because they just said, give me all that land over there, so that, nobody else can, do anything there that might be a future issue.
There's no waivers?
Two waivers.
So the waivers,
For
the
partial
wetlands
wetlands
and
and partial-
topography, because it's a large lot, so we
Yeah.
didn't do the, all down in the flood zone and stuff. We did enough to prove out, the sites that, it's the existing lot and the new lot can support what we're proposing, and then didn't do the rest.
Okay. I'll make a motion, we approve those two waivers as requested for
Second?
wetlands and topography.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Leachfield?
I see a couple changes, but I think we can accept the application.
Yeah.
Make a motion, we accept the application as complete?
Second?
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Okay, sir, you were saying the TMS Diesel wants a buffer. TMS Holdings. Oh, C wants a buffer.
Yeah, so the, originally, it was a lot that Frank was proposing to cut off and sell to whomever, what have you, and since TMS is now there, they want to purchase the lot for the sake of, protection. And originally there was a line, the whole flood zone area was still connected to the lot that will be Frank's existing house, and through whatever workings, they decided that they wanted to take, that whole area, just so there's as much buffer as they can get.
Why not do a lot line adjustment?
I don't ask questions.
Okay,
I just do what they tell me.
okay.
Dan, lot 94, is that in fact 10.3 acres, even with 94.1 carved out?
Yes. So it's 18 and change now. So it'll be an 8 and a 10.
And you have a driveway permit for that proposed house?
Yep, from DOT. We received that the last time. There was an existing culvert there and an existing entrance up in that they approved that location. So I don't know if it was something that was predetermined when the highway went. I don't know how it came to be, but they were fine with it. And there's a fire hydrant right there that is purely decorative. We talked about the last time, don't know what it is, where it is, how it got there, but to the best of our knowledge, it is not hooked to anything.
That was gonna be one of my questions. Have you talked to the fire wards at all about this?
We went over, I don't remember exactly off the top of my head, but we went over this the last time, and it was just a rogue fire hydrant. It's weird because it's not like it's decorative to somebody's house because it's where it is, but it's just there.
Oh, that one down there. Yeah, no, I was talking about, if you're talking about this application at all.
No, but we've already been conditionally approved once, so I feel like there's probably not a lot to say. And they were fine with the TMS building, which is right next door. They didn't have any comments on that.
Yeah, but
We talked about that a little bit. I don't remember what the end resolution was, but they were all right with it.
I think how many lots for,
3 or more.
3 or more making it a major.
3 or more than a cistern.
This makes 3.
includes 3? Or is it more than 3?
I think it's more than 3, over 3, I think. I think it's right at the beginning of the subdivision regulations.
Because I think this makes 4. Right, this square in the middle, this one, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Sounds like we may have missed that last time.
Dan, how much road frontage is there on Rockland Road for lot 94?
Three or more new lots, in addition to the original.
3 or more,
New, yes.
So that's 4, counting the original lot.
3 or more new lots.
Right. And this is 4.
270-ish?
And this
What do
is
you need?
4?
250?
Yep.
I think he's gonna make a deal with the fire wards.
Oh, go speak with them, yeah.
I just missed that because I was,
Yeah,
When was this other lot cut out? Do you know? Offhand?
the
when did you
94-1.
cut out the lot for Jackie?
No, the 94-1.
About 15 years ago. We put our house up 15 years ago, and I cut out the same lot then. Give or take a couple of days.
That's why the date says 4/16/03 on the deed. Okay.
There you go.
Cistern rules would infect them.
I'm smelling a lot line adjustment coming down the way. That's what I'm smelling.
Well, you might be able,
That'd be the last one.
you might be able to make a deal with them about sprinklers or something. I don't know. I mean,
He talked with TMS about sprinklers in the building, and it was,
no, I mean for any potential house down
oh,
there.
yeah, yeah.
And the other,
in lieu of a cistern.
Yeah.
Right.
But that, I mean, that's not our decision.
Something that
That's
we
just,
gotta,
Right.
yeah, it's a viable suggestion that I
Yes.
appreciate.
now, the other thing, there's a couple other things. The well you showed on that, for the proposed house, could you slide that back so it doesn't cross the state right-of-way lot line?
Yeah.
Please, yes.
For my own, what's your logic for that?
DES is cracking down on that too.
Because it's a state right away or just a right away period?
Period.
It's because
Really?
they're counting lot lines, even road lot lines.
Yeah.
Any lot line is a lot line.
How long have they been doing that?
A couple of years now.
Yeah.
Would they make you do a release for that?
No, not for a new subdivision.
But if it was
If it was an existing situation, you could. But this isn't an existing situation yet. This is
right,
gonna
that's
be
what
a
I'm saying. So if I were to do this, would they make me do a well release on that?
No, they won't accept a well release for that.
Not on a proposed well.
Okay.
On an existing well, yes. If it was an existing well.
I hadn't.
If it was an existing well and you were doing a subdivision, yes, you'd have to.
Yep. No, I hadn't run into that yet.
Bruce, could you explain why a lot line adjustment's possible here?
Because they're not creating a new lot.
TMS would, if TMS is buying it, they gotta annex it to lot 94.2.
And that's not a subdivision?
No, you're not creating a new lot.
No,
Technically, it is a subdivision.
it is
Isn't
right
this-
now.
Isn't this line?
A lot line adjustment technically is a subdivision.
Well, yes.
But yeah,
isn't-
different regulations.
Yeah,
Isn't
well,
this
don't
line
go
a
there,
new
you'll
line?
confuse Neil.
Isn't this a new line?
Yes.
Yes. The application in front of us is a subdivision.
So this is an existing lot, and this is an existing lot. So I can take this area from this lot, add it to this lot with a lot line adjustment, so we still only have two lots. Right now, we're trying right now there's two existing, and this would be a third. So if we just took this and added to this, there'd still just be two existing lots. I just confused them more.
I always thought that a lot line adjustment had to be within the borders of the lot itself, and you couldn't count an adjacent lot
Well, you're just,
by eliminating that line as part of a lot line adjustment.
you're adjusting the lot, line between two lots. Just like the last application.
But I thought the adjustment had to be within a lot owned by the applicant, not owned by two applicants.
No, no.
No, no.
No, not at all.
Then you would just deed that portion of the property from the existing owner
Notify
to the
more
proposed
abutters.
owner.
You gotta notify more butters and that kind of good stuff.
Oh, yeah,
but yes.
yeah. I think this has been my worst night at the Ware Planning Board yet.
Like I say, you're gonna feel like we're picking on you.
It's fine. It is what it is.
So, okay, let's get worse yet. Where's the rest of the bearings and distances on your lot lines? I don't see any bearings and distances on sheet one. I don't see enough on number 2.
I'm gonna assume that's a frozen layer, but that's easy enough to fix.
So where are they gonna appear, on sheet 1?
On sheet 2.
Sheet 2.
Sheet two's gonna get recorded.
So you're not gonna show all of Frank's stuff?
Nope, no, they're gonna be on sheet 1, because that's the overall with the frozen. So, sheet 1, they're just off, they exist. Sheet 2, I show them in the portion where stuff's going on.
Right.
Yes.
Yep, so sheet 1 will have all the bearings and distances.
You're not having a good night, are you?
Hey, you know, when it gets busy, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I know what you mean. I'm down to hectic at work right now.
Hey, that's not bad.
No, I'm pretty happy about that. I had a crew chief with a hernia, so I guess who was in the field for a while?
And on lot 94,
Yep,
could you show the well and the septic on there, approximately?
I assume that's an existing well, not a proposed well.
you didn't catch that last time either.
And it's over the lot, it doesn't matter, it's over the lot line.
Yeah, and the leach field.
We were too good to you last time, that's all there was to it.
Evidently, somebody was asleep at the wheel.
Yeah.
Dan, what's the dotted line here?
That is the 4K area from the previous house location. That one shows the test pit. I did not dig a test pit where the new 4K area is because we already had one on there, kind of saving a step. So I just left it on there.
And that's proposed in any event.
Yes,
The existing house has its own septic
Correct.
on its own lot,
correct.
which is not shown?
No, it's behind the house, opposite side from the well.
Okay.
But it will be shown. We'll get that on there for you.
Did Tom Carr get notified as a butter? Is Tom Carr gonna stamp the plan? Or whoever flagged the wetlands?
Tom did this one.
That's on my checklist.
Spencer did this one. Tom did the other one.
It's just, I questioned a
Meridian.
stamp from Meridian, but
Yeah.
it was done in 2017, but still need to stamp it.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
gonna put
yeah.
that on
Shovel.
Did you say that's a shovel?
Wetland shovel.
That's-
Oh,
that's-
no, soils is
That's
the
the wrong
shovel.
stamp.
Soils is the
That's the wrong
shovel.
stamp, that's the wrong stamp.
Hey, you need the,
I know what I mean.
You need the one with the,
I got a wetland swamp inside this circle, that's it, for me, anyway. I don't remember what that one looks like.
it's like a little forest.
Oh, yeah. Little big trees and little trees and all
Yep.
kind of stuff, yeah.
I assume they're trees. They could be some sort of wetland grass or
I'm sure
whatever.
they are. I'm
A
sure they
sedge,
are.
perhaps. Looks very earthy friendly.
you got some monuments to mark on here.
No, there's a lot of monuments to set.
Yeah. You want to show them all on the first sheet too, also?
Yep.
They're probably in the same layer, your clearings and distances.
Probably.
Are these monuments in the swamp
So, which ones?
down here?
Yes. So what I proposed last time.
Just tie lines?
Well, so I have one in the middle of that long line, that's a new proposed line, which is kind of on the top of the bank, which would be useful.
Yep.
And then down below in the swamp, it's a railroad curve, and I have not been down there. So the outlot is delineated by drill holes and bounds, and there'll be some pins in the back. So I was pretty much hoping that you're gonna be all right with that, because monuments down that swamp, I don't think are gonna be really valuable to anybody, and it's gonna be pretty rough on me.
What about on the frontage on southern frontage on Rockland Road?
It's existing drill holes and yeah, I drill.
Behind lot 91, 92. That general area.
So the 92, those were set by Keach, I think, who did that portion of the subdivision. I think it was,
Might have been Dahlberg before.
it was Dahlberg, but I think Keach, he did it as a part, I'm not sure how that went, but those were set.
You're gonna show them on here?
Yep,
Okay. You're gonna show at least that. And a tied bearing and distance somewhere,
okay.
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make you get out in the swamp and set a post. Or rebar or anything else.
I appreciate that.
Been there, done that, not fun. Although it's easy to set them, you don't need to take a hammer with you.
Wear sturdy shoes,
Well, yeah.
push them in.
Hip waders on this one, I think, there. It's,
I have grammar and spelling that I'll just send over to you before you
Sure.
revise.
We'll continue this also.
Oh, I think we have to.
Pending
continue
the
it.
fire department,
We
I
gotta hear
think.
from fire department.
Right.
And make a decision on whether he's gonna do what with it.
Right.
And you're gonna require a variance too on this one, right? Are you getting a variance for the wetland buffer?
Yeah, note number 9 needs to be changed in your sheet 1.
Oop.
Or back, actually both sheets. Because you're not going to go back there anymore. Right?
Yep.
Because you gotta deal with the fire department, well, if we continue this one till the end of the month,
Absolutely, yep,
September.
yep.
Public.
How big is this area? Oh, never mind, we're good,
Okay,
we're good.
perfect.
Well, the only reason I said it is because the rural agriculture, we gotta have 5 acres or meet the state thing, but that's gonna meet the state thing, state soil sizing.
And it's 10 acres.
Well, yeah, but, and meet,
Oh, it has to be both,
right, has to meet both.
right. Yeah,
Only because then when I see people making a 5.1 acre wetland lot,
no, there's,
there's enough area in there to meet state subdivision.
without question.
Yes.
I don't know how big it is, though.
I withdraw the question.
Okay.
Anybody from the public like to speak? Comment, question, concerns? Seeing none, I will close it to public comment. So, did you make a good list? Because I didn't.
I got a pretty meaty list.
I got,
You got more?
no, I mean, grammar and spelling I can go over, but I made a list as you.
I've got everything else.
Yeah.
We want,
Move the well away from the right of way,
yeah.
meet with the fire board,
Yep.
bearings and distances,
Yep,
well and
bounds,
septic on 94.
you want
Stamp the
bound,
wet,
bounds all the way around the lot 94.1 and down in the area of 91.
yeah, 94, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Note 9, delete,
Yep,
wetland stamp,
yep.
and then,
Proposed well in Frank's
Yeah,
house.
just like
What you said it?
miss anything besides the spelling and.
I think you got it. I'll make a motion, we continue this till our regular meeting in September.
Regular meeting in September?
Yep,
Yeah, they give the fire wards. It takes
That,
time.
they meet on the 14th.
which is after the 10th, so.
We have a motion and a second discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained?
Thank you.
Have a good evening. Good night. Next item the next item on the agenda is a subdivision for Philip Greco Family Trust at 137B High Rock Road. Tax map 409, lot 157-8. I think I remember this one.
Yeah, me too. Doesn't look like he's asking for any waivers.
No, he's not asking any waivers. We should note that Kelly has a few comments. I assume the 3 minor changes to the abutters address got fixed for the notification.
Yes. Yeah, they did.
Your note number 2 about the acreage, where do you see the 20 acres? Oh, in note number 2, but the plan shows 15, okay. Note number 2 and 3 refer to a lot line adjustment.
Isn't this a subdivision?
This is a subdivision, yes.
How was it noticed?
Subdivision.
Okay.
But it just says here, before lot line adjustment, so it's just the wording of his
Yeah,
sentence.
yeah. I think that's a note he left on there from when he did that lot line adjustment.
There's an existing well in 157.8. Okay. So we're not asking for any waivers.
Oh, I did find it.
This is the one where he has a duplex, he did a lot line adjustment to get 5 more acres so they could do a subdivision, yes.
11 more acres.
Yeah, a lot more land, I should have said, yes.
Should have been 5 acres. The only guidelines to change for the duplex was originally built on 4.71. It's been bumped up to 5 acres to build now. One copy.
Make a motion, we accept the application. That's complete.
Can I have- Second by Pastor Britt.
Second?
Well, you missed a second. We already got a second.
Okay.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstained? On the podium, sir. So basically, you're proposing to cut the lot in 5 acres and 10-acre lots.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave the 10 acres by the duplex. Most of it goes behind the 5 acres. It's just a necessity for zoning, but there's enough frontage to support 2 house lots.
How much frontage is there on each lot?
Roughly 250 feet.
Could you show me where it says that?
Actually, I was looking for the same thing, and I don't see it.
What, note 3, says frontage required, then it says what it has. It says 250.43 and 310, 321.40.
He's missing this.
Yeah, he's missing his distances on his,
Right.
no,
I see a 182.
he's got,
182 to be added with the 146.99?
Well, I think the 182 is the total between the
No, 182.
two lots.
he's got the,
It's more than that. I've walked it myself.
he's got the length of the curve here, and the length of the curve there, and the 182, but he doesn't have it split in half where the lot line is. He's got granite bound to granite bound essentially for that 182. Right?
Yes. The total length, skipping the granite bound to be set.
Right.
Or set.
Right.
So it was 182.
Right.
If you add the 3 numbers together, he's got 409, I think it's 4, or was it 519? He's got 519 feet.
196 and 150.
190, 182. and
No, that's the length of the
147.
chord, that's a chord length.
196 would
It's
be
the 196 up top, Neil. It says L and R up top, above that.
Yep,
That the length is the length of the arc.
so 196,
Yes,
and he's got 525.
And 149.
and 149.74 over there, yeah.
But that's a total of 525, but
Then he's got the 182
And the 182 in the middle.
in the middle.
196,
I got 527.95.
okay, I was doing a rough number. The point is, it's
Yes.
more than 500,
Yes.
and so, although I can't, it doesn't show it anywhere, we can assume that each lot has at least 250, which is the requirement.
Does your butter know his driveway's encroaching?
Yes,
Or are you gonna let him do it?
I may write them an easement. I have no interest in that area. If they were to ask me, I probably would be amicable to that. Because it's so far away from where the property would be
It's your
built.
property, it's up to you. As
Yeah.
long as you realize that they have it and they know they have it.
I'm aware, we've had discussion.
Okay.
The 3 properties, the one I own And the two properties down the street were once owned by the same family. And they gave no, like you said before, families will put things on other properties and not worry about it. But she came to me because she lives there and I know her brother-in-law. And she says, our driveway's on your land. I said, yeah, I'm aware of that. She goes, what are you gonna do about it? I said, oh, put up a big fence and, maybe concrete. She goes, really? I'm like, no, I don't care. I would think since it's been there for 20 years, she has,
I'm sure there's rights that she
Might have
has.
some right to it, yeah.
because that's the use it's been in. So I would have to stay and
Yeah,
use that way.
It takes a court proceeding to prove all that kind of thing, but it's,
I wouldn't be able to put up the fence.
so I see several things. As Kelly mentioned, it says lot line adjustments in notes 2 and 3. We don't have the frontage on High Rock Road broken down for each lot. I guess we probably could figure it out.
Yeah, but it still needs to be on there so they can
Right.
properly write deeds.
We need a monument setback here. We need
Okay.
need the setbacks shown between the two lots. We need a bar scale. It's pretty elementary.
No, this one's good.
Yeah, I was gonna go to the
Usually I
bar,
pick that up.
I was going to the bar scale to see how far the distance was up there.
Here's what
Yeah.
the stamp looks like. Yeah, your trees.
PDF had to go down here to catch the end of the. And as somebody noted, Kelly noted, several, looks like somebody took a magic marker or something and went through the text down in the southwest
It
corner.
was a plotter malfunction.
Probably a plotter malfunction, but it looks like a magic marker, Mark.
Yeah.
Actually, those were printed from a PDF file, so if it's on the file, wasn't like a photocopy.
And then down in the left-hand corner, must have been left over from a other plan.
Or it says map and lot.
Yeah, it's a wrong map.
That's all right.
Yeah, I think that's just a key. I don't think that,
It's just
the numbers really matter. It's
just
just
a
a key
symbol.
describing what it is.
It could be XXX/XXX.
Yeah.
Wrong. 49154.
Note 2 also says, like Kelly mentioned, 20 acres, and it appears to be 15.10. The square footage of both lots can't be the same.
Oh, 219, 544, yeah.
We're on TV, I won't say what I'm thinking. A lot of little things need fixed.
I have a question on the encroachment of, is that a well? Is there a well? Or just the driveway?
Is there a well release, you know, for that, for your duplex well?
Is there a well release?
Yeah. Because your well crosses the lot line?
No,
Right,
but
pretty good margin, the well
it may
radius?
be within the setback.
No, no, the radius itself, the protective well radius.
That's pre-existing, we can't do anything about that.
Yeah, okay.
I got another problem. Lot 57, 157.8, it says the frontage is 250.43 provided. If you take 250.43 minus the 196.11 shown on the plan, that leaves 54 feet. That scales somewhere around 80, more than that, put it that way. I mean, unless my scale's way off, but I don't have a bar scale, so I can't say for sure.
So those numbers don't seem to be right down here. If that's off, that one's probably off.
I mean, this side is definitely bigger than that, but is it that much bigger? I mean, it'd be 130 and 150? Or 130 and 50, that doesn't look right to me.
That will be resolved when the.
When he puts the numbers
when he
on,
puts the number
puts the numbers on
How are
here.
we gonna make sure it meets zoning before we approve it if the numbers aren't on the plan?
You can't, can you?
I didn't think so. I was asking this rhetorical question.
No, maybe we'll continue it.
Yeah, because Worthley doesn't count as frontage, so that doesn't matter. So it's gonna have 250 there, so that number has to be whatever it is, but that looks like more than 54 feet. If it's not 54 feet, this bearing is wrong, and then areas get confusing.
Does that mean maybe we'll continue it? It's-
Anything else we see?
The abutters, have they been straightened out on the plan, on just the notice?
Well, the notices I straightened out.
Plan's okay?
The plan, they just have to correct that. Instead of 36 Chuck Street, it's gotta be 35 Chuck Street. 149 Old Town Road is 145 Old Town Road. I corrected it for the mailing, but it needs to be correct on the plan.
That's what I was asking.
Yep. And the new owners for 409 157 13 needs to be corrected on the plan.
And the square footage for lot 157.8 needs to be corrected.
And the setback lines between the lot 157.8 and 157.8-1 needs to be fixed.
Yeah, then.
Added. A bar scale.
So when you say tax lot 409, 157, 13 is wrong in here, the owners?
157.
Yes, yep, there's new owners just in the last month or so.
Okay, so I have to straighten out the deed number
Yep.
and the owners, yeah, this whole thing, yeah. Yeah, I think we'll continue it.
The two references to lot line adjustments, notes 2 and 3, the total area in lot 2. I'm just making sure we don't miss anything and have to go back and say, well, what about this? The monument needs to be set on the stone wall.
It's not a lot line, frontage, monument set, bar scale, marks on the plan,
Two monuments to be set, one on Worthley Road and one on the stone wall.
times 2, okay? Bar scale, marks on the plan, the blotters, and square footage of lot size notes 2 and 3 to be corrected.
Has to be corrected too. Yeah, and the area, the square footage of the areas of each lot.
And in the table in note 3, lot 158.1 has an area of 15.92 acres, so that's not right either.
Yeah, the whole
Most of the
whole
numbers,
Article 3 needs to be,
most of the
correct.
numbers need to be checked. So I'll give you my plan. So I assume somebody from Art's office or him, or somebody's gonna be coming in saying,
yeah, did you mark your monuments? Because I didn't mark.
yeah, I did.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take your plan.
I did not.
I've got mine marked up for the correction.
Okay.
How shall I get a comprehensive list of line items to be resolved? Shall I tune in with you?
Line items to be resolved.
So who's actually doing, is it
Well, it
Is it
was,
Dean doing it for
no,
us?
it's been Arthur doing it remotely since he moved to California.
Okay.
No. Don't see why he couldn't continue to do it remotely if he were interested and capable. I don't know if he's got.
Yeah, no, I'll just send him the notes and
Oh, okay. wanna put on you.
You don't need a written list?
I need a written list.
Yes.
I just read it off.
Okay,
Can we read it again too?
please, yes, just to make sure we didn't miss
Yep,
anything.
it's not a lot line. Correct frontage shown, 2 monuments to set, bar scale shown, marks on the plan, those blotters. I'll put blotters.
Correct square footage on
Square
plan.
footage on lot size, notes 2 and 3, and the square footage area within the lots.
And the frontage,
I have frontage to be shown,
On lot,
yeah.
yes.
On both.
On High Rock, on both lots.
What about the sprinkler requirements, Kelly? You have something on that? Fire chief, check previous notes for sprinkler requirements.
Why did the chief write that? How many lots have been subdivided so far?
Oh, High Rock had a lot of lots.
I think that's why the chief was questioning it.
I would assume he said that because
As if there
there's
are
a condition on
previous
High Rock.
requirements prior
Yeah.
to High Rock, then he just wanted to make note of it.
the same
that the
stipulation
same-
applies to this
The
lot.
same stipulations apply.
Would you mind explaining that to me?
There is probably a note on the High Rock subdivision plan that says all the houses have to be sprinkled,
That all these houses
have to have a sprinkler system in them.
Fire suppression sprinkler,
none of the houses on High Rock Road have fire suppression systems,
Okay,
to my knowledge.
there goes that theory.
New ones, new houses since,
Well, is this
Well, his is one of them.
zoning requirements that have changed since 2000?
That's about the time High Rock was approved.
is there a cistern there somewhere?
There is.
how many lots have been subdivided? Could we go back to that 3 or more? Is that what the chief,
Well, yeah.
If there's a cistern within 2,200 feet,
2,200 feet?
Add a note, how far from the cistern.
right.
Don't have his note in the file, Neil, but I will follow up with him on it.
Yeah, I thought there was a cistern up there.
Yeah, I think there is. It's-
Is the
Yeah, the
cistern
beginning of
already
it,
up
isn't it?
there?
Go to the
Yeah.
next house after the driveway
there.
that abuts mine, it's right in front of
Oh, it's right in front of that?
that, yeah.
So,
Just
You
be
could
two-
still stick a note in here saying how far it
Yeah.
is.
so the chief probably wants to make sure that
Just
it's
a
within
note saying a
20
cistern is within 2,200 feet of the site or something like that.
That would be helpful.
High rock sprinkler or cistern within 2,200 feet. The chief. Got it.
You can make a motion again? You're
I
on a
do, we
roll.
make a motion, we continue this, want to do this till
Give him
the regular
September.
meeting?
Nah, yeah, regular meeting.
September regular meeting.
Yes.
Second?
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Don't lose that. I know you won't. Thank you. I'm sure
Be in
Kelly,
touch, Phil.
I'm sure Kelly can give you a list.
I will, thanks.
Minutes. Oh, here I am. From August 13th.
Those cooties on them there.
Yep.
COVID cooties.
Oh, no,
COVID.
not those guys, just regular cooties.
forgot to put it on the agenda.
Surprise, surprise.
It's a,
Hey, I found my agenda too. You have your agenda back.
oh,
Now that we're all done. 0 for 3 tonight, that's not like us.
We got anything in the August 13th minutes?
The only thing I found on both of them that I noticed is that we have Pastor Bill as a member and he's actually an alternate.
oh, yeah, you always just vote them in.
I know, but that's why I gotta appoint him in,
Yeah, okay.
technically.
I'll make a motion to approve the August 13th minutes as amended.
Do we have a
Second.
second? No. Discussion,
Question,
yes.
and this really has nothing to do with the accuracy of the minutes, but what happened with the 40 cents gross floor area? I thought we had,
Let's approve the minutes, and we'll talk about that.
okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained. The selectmen didn't approve our breaking down the insulated, non-insulated, heated, and non-heated areas to different sites, different prices. They thought that was too confusing. So they actually recommended 35 cents gross floor area, but 35 cents is actually a little bit cheaper than we are now, so we used 40.
So does that mean if somebody's putting up a shed of 1,000 feet and somebody's putting up a house of 1,000 feet, they pay the same price?
Yes,
And the selectmen thought that was fair?
I believe so, yes. I'm not gonna speak for the selectmen, but I believe so. Realizing, of course, your shed, you're gonna have a minimum of $50 anyway. So you're putting up a shed, you'll be paying $50.
Under 200 square feet.
100, right. 200 square feet, pretty good house, pretty big shed, pretty small house.
Let's just say it's a 1,000-foot shed,
It's a big,
a
Big.
barn,
That's okay. Barn.
okay?
Yep.
Same price as a 1,000-foot house.
Yep.
Yep.
What's the current situation?
50 cents finished construction, where we're being challenged for the word finished, it wasn't defined.
So what we've done is to shift the burden of paying for the town service from people who build houses to people who put up appurtenant structures. Bad public policy. Thank you for
No.
your attention.
No, but it was 50 cents finished, and what was it for unfinished? You weren't gonna do
I was doing 50 cents, we were,
you weren't
We're
gonna do, you weren't
calculating.
gonna do a 1,000 square foot barn for free.
no.
But it wasn't going to be the same as for a 1,000-foot house.
We weren't doing
No,
usable or livable, we were doing actual construction. Like
Currently, what is it for a barn?
fif-
no.
50 cents finished construction is what
Oh.
we,
So you're saying a barn's finished construction?
yeah,
There's no heat,
it wasn't defined,
there's no floor.
it wasn't defined.
So
That's,
we're actually giving,
that's what the problem
we're giving
was,
the public a 10-cent break, Neil.
that's what the problem was.
No, you're giving some public 10-foot break, you're getting the rest of the
But that's gonna be
public.
discussed Monday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the August 18th
we're
minute?
we're likely to hear more about it.
Probably.
Oh, yeah. I'll- August 18th minutes, the site walk?
Haven't filed these yet.
Oh, it's East
18th.
Kingston today, they get 15 cents and 10 cents.
Who?
Yeah.
East Kingston,
Yeah, they haven't
Well,
changed
yeah, what other
theirs.
fees they got?
that's it.
No electrical, no nothing?
Yeah, Bow and Goffstown and
Well,
Toronto Towns are all, they're right up there now, they're still doing 25, 30.
That's fine. I make a motion, we, except for
Alternate.
changing Mr. Stockhouse's status,
Do you want,
correcting the status.
you want an update on the CO process?
do we have a
for that?
second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Yes, ma'am, what was that you were saying?
Do you want an update on the CO process for that project?
No.
Because you have conditions, planning board put on conditions before a CO
And
can be
that's up to
issued.
you and everybody else to enforce those conditions. We trust you.
Okay. It is, it's awesome.
So it's almost that time of year where we talk about zoning amendment calendars. Yay. We got a little email which I forwarded to Kelly from OSI, Planning Division, which tells us the first day and the last day and every day in between that we can do zoning amendment hearings and when you have to post them, et cetera.
We can match those dates to our workshop meetings.
Well, the only issue is, and it happens every year,
How about Thanksgiving?
Christmas.
Or Christmas.
Oh,
I thought they postponed Christmas this year because of COVID-19.
Christmas is on a Friday, but do you want to
I'm
come in?
almost done Christmas shopping, don't tell me that.
I don't think you want to come in December 24th, do you? I'm sure Pastor
No.
Bill doesn't want
We
to.
have it scheduled for the 17th.
Right, we have it on the
Oh, where
17th.
we changed it?
Yeah.
Imagine that. Wow, we thought ahead, huh?
Wow, who did that calendar?
Me. You emailed it to me and I corrected it. You emailed it to me and I said no.
So pick up your jaw.
No, you're not getting a color
There
printer.
goes my colored printer.
So I was kind of thinking that we could have the first hearing either on December 10th or the 17th, the second hearing on January 7th, and the last hearing on January 21st.
Okay. December 10th or 17th, January 7th, January 21st.
What we do at the 10th?
It would make sense to do it the 10th because that would be a workshop.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I'm
So,
thinking.
so these are gonna be scheduled public hearings for any proposed changes.
Yes. Plus, the last day to accept a petition zoning amendment from the public is December 9th, so that's before our first hearing. So we will know if
But
there's any petitions.
that
anyway.
just goes on the ballot, a petition
Yeah,
that just goes on the
but we
ballot,
have to vote and recommend and that kind of crap.
not a petition.
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
We recommend or don't recommend petitions.
A citizen petition?
yeah,
I thought it goes on as is.
it does.
It does, but
Oh, that's what I thought, okay.
they want our opinion of it. And we give them our opinion.
So that was December 9th, but but you're meeting on the 10th.
Right.
okay.
Right.
Yeah, got it. Okay.
Do we want to talk about subdivision regulation before, what do you
I
got?
don't know, what was this that you sent me? Hazard mitigation?
I have no clue.
Oh,
I sent that to you?
yeah, I think you sent it saying, guess we have to consider this.
I don't think I sent this, did I?
Who's it from? Up top.
Linda Moore, but it's to Linda Moore. At SNHPC. Hmm.
Are we due to amend hazard mitigation? Every 5 years you're supposed to do it.
I wouldn't think so, because Tom Clow was on the last meeting, on the last hazard mitigation thing, and that was like 3 years ago, wasn't it?
I'll check the plan.
It could have been 5 years ago already. They tried to draft me into that, too.
Yeah, that wasn't that long ago.
I'll check it.
I haven't done anything on the private road. Like I said, my workload went from frantic to hectic, so I'm doing better.
And so continue private road?
And I was thinking I might, you know, those sketches that you found?
Yes?
I might,
Oh, you can make a Word doc out of them?
yeah, do those in a CAD program and give them to you in a Word document so that you
Okay.
can keep them current with the rest of the subdivision regs.
Okay.
And then, because they're changed, because they're gonna be new from these, we can include them in our amendment, right?
Yep.
So they're officially adopted.
They weren't originally?
No, they were, but they,
Originally they were, but they didn't get in the last revision somehow.
Yeah, they weren't in any of the books that I found.
Right.
yeah.
And I made hard copies of the revisions so that we could all be on the same page.
Got a funny story to tell.
I don't see holes.
These are revisions, these aren't final. Oh, give me one of those back.
So this one's Jack's.
Anybody else have anything?
Oh, we're still going ahead with the private road, but just not at the moment.
We talked about last month, and my definition seemed okay, but I think we're gonna have to treat it like we did driveways and make a new article in the zoning for private roads.
Okay.
With some conditional use.
Kinda like we did, you know, if you,
Requirements.
No problem, I just wanted to know what the status was.
well, I was gonna try to get you the good status and then say, do you wanna take a stab at it?
Yeah, right.
Okay, never mind. Jeez, I caught the sarcasm on that one. Did you make a motion, Neil?
Yeah, that the chairman adjourn the meeting.
Do we have a second?
Second.
I adjourned the meeting.
You didn't vote on the motion.
I adjourned the meeting before we got that far.
We had 3 applications tonight. We
We're still on.
continued